This is Black Light. The name of this video is called Reparations on Demand. Now, let me give you some strategy and some history. When John Conyers was the head of the Black Caucus, he was doing a study on reparations and its effects with other groups. And it came out that the Japanese got reparations, everybody got reparations, the Indians got a little bit of reparations. Jews, everybody else got some, but we, the slaves, didn't get reparations. First of all, let's categorize what happened to the black man for going on 400, or even it could be over 400 years. We were prisoners of war because we were held against our will, for number one. It wasn't like they made us a proposition and, you know, we abide by that. No, they had us in chains, like we were in prison. And if we got caught trying to escape, we get killed. If we got caught rebelling, they cut out our tongues, threw hot coals down our throats. So the part that they made us work for free, you can't categorize that as slavery. That's a little bit deeper, because we couldn't speak our language. We couldn't keep our right names. See, now, when you want to change your name to an African name, I don't care if it's Hebrew or Islamic, it's still an African. If you want to change your name, you got to go to their courts and pay about 80, maybe a guy told me they went up to $150. I guess it depends on where you live in, to get your name changed. They're going to force you to be an American. Now, it just came out that America is a corporation. So you working, no matter if you have your own business, you got to register that business with the Corporation of America. And it turns out that the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, is her own nation. So some trickery is being played and made right here. That's why they're able to trick us. So if you got to go to court to get your name changed, because we're dealing in commerce, everything, the courts is a commerce courts, you know, everything is commerce. So you're working for a corporation. No matter if you got your own business, you got to pay taxes, you know, your own residence, you got to pay property taxes. And the Army then took over, even though they call the police police and don't supposed to be military, but police is a branch of military, the state troopers and all them. All this military, man. and all your tax money go to, a portion of it goes to military. A portion of it goes to pay other people reparations. So when you go and speak with them about it, they're going to give you the runaround because you're not coming with the right conversation. You're not coming with the right terminology. We are classified as prisoners of war. And see, these brothers here, they want to say we slaves. But see, if we were slaves, we could keep our names, our culture, and whatever God that you worship, you could keep that. So if you was a Muslim, you got to practice Sharia law, Islamic ways, because Islam is not just a religion. It's a way of life. It has its own political system, its own money system. One big thing is they don't charge interest on the dollar. Real Islamic states don't. So they don't want that. That's why they fighting Islam today, because they want to turn, see, y'all can keep the name Muslim and Islam, but y'all gonna be capitalists. We want to put a McDonald's. We want y'all to have a political system like ours. We want y'all to have, in other words, they forcing their will on the whole planet. And that's how they took us. They forced their will, they was big bullies, forced their will and they culture on us. When they changed their name, made us change our names to their name, they enforced that. That wasn't, they didn't come up to us and say, what would we like for you to call it? We told them our name. They say, no, you can't, that's not your name no more. This is your name now. They wouldn't even let us beat the drums, play our own music. They didn't give us no education. So we 400 or 500 years behind in education and knowledge. So now this is how we got to organize ourselves. This sister, you know, one of the Nubian queens, got a black agenda movement going on. This should be on the black agenda. First of all, we got to organize within ourselves. You got to find out, you got to get a consensus on how many black people want reparations. You got to go from state to state, getting petition signed of how many people want reparations. Then you got to see how many black people is going to fight you so you won't get reparations, against reparations. Now they could be against reparations, but they're going to try to block your action. So let that be known. Then you got to get a consensus on what type of reparations. You want them to cut a check, or do you want them to give you some type of land? Now me, myself, my reasoning is this, I want an independent state and let us govern ourselves. I want to be separate from this government because y'all ain't right. You know, y'all ain't right. And y'all ain't gonna get right. See, the Caucasian, he want to piss in your face and call it rain. In other words, on one hand, he want to do you dirty, and then on the other hand, he want to say, well, this hand is clean. My ancestors did this and that and the other. Yeah, but y'all carrying on the practice. Y'all just don't call it what y'all ancestors call it. Y'all don't call it racism. Y'all don't call it white supremacy. Y'all call it Americanism, capitalism. That's what y'all call it now. And it's all the same thing as dictatorship and communism. So we got to find out what type of reparations we want. We want the money, which they finna change over into bitcoins and electronic money. Or do you want to govern yourself and tell them to carve out 2 or 3 states? Even though they won't do it, you know. But see how many people that want it. Now, they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to give us no money. They don't want to carve us out 2 or 3 states. But we got to organize ourselves. So we have an organized fight. And then we got to demand, because if we working on a big plantation, if they don't want to heed to our demands, then we strike. And then we got to see how many people are willing, how many black people are willing to strike. This is Black Light. Stay tuned.